Hey, what's going on guys, Conman here. Today I wanted to talk about some Deep Rock Galactic solo scout strategies, specifically for Hazard 4 point extraction missions on the Glacial Strata map. If you guys have any questions about anything that I talk about in this video, feel free to leave a comment down below. So the first thing I'm going to get into is multitasking with Bosco. One of the most important things that you can do as a solo is utilize Bosco as effectively as possible. For extraction missions especially, environmental hazards and constant waves of enemies pose huge threats for players that have difficulty training glyphid swarms, or who struggle navigating terrain and staying aware of their surroundings. As a result, try and make sure that you do the following 3 things to maximize the amount of help that Bosco is able to provide you on mission. Number 1. Stay in open areas where Bosco is able to get good shots on enemy swarms and hit targets when commanding rocket attacks. Because of the buggy AI paired with highly variable world generation, you can often put yourself in a dangerous situation where Bosco is unable to help you because of a lack of line of sight or something else, which can be especially detrimental when you are low on ammo. Number 2. Use Bosco to mine resources and dig tunnels towards objectives during downtime. Oftentimes you will need multiple supply drops in the course of a single mission, and classes that are not the driller can have difficulty making sure that their nitra supply is enough to keep their ammo belts full, especially on solo missions. Number 3. Track rocket cooldowns closely in tense situations and make sure to use them as often as possible so that you are getting through waves quickly. Stacking waves or natural spawns can often result in an overwhelmingly high number of enemies, which will quickly result in a down unless you're able to train the enemies extremely well. So make sure that you have at least 1 rocket on cooldown at all times so that you're constantly making sure that you're getting rid of those enemies. The Cryo Foamer. So Cryo Foamers can offer scouts with great vantage points that are especially useful when training large waves of enemies, especially since they offer a nice landing spot when grappling to a location that is up high. If you're lucky, a Foamer may also spawn directly beneath or beside an ore vein, which can allow you to more quickly gather a resource that you may have had to have Bosco get previously. Cryo Bulbs. Cryo Bulbs are one of those easy to kill yourself with, hard to master terrain features that can save dead runs in the hands of the right player. Utilizing Cryo Bulbs during key moments when you are low on health, ammo, or in the middle of a nasty swarm can turn the tables completely in your favor. Make sure to stay far enough away so that when you shoot them, you are not caught in the explosion. Crevices. Crevices are a huge inconvenience to players and, unlike Cryo Bulbs, have basically no redeemable qualities at all. Usually I like to walk over dead spaces during downtime to identify where any crevices might be so that I can avoid those areas whenever swarms come. If you do find yourself caught in a crevice during a swarm, do your best to grapple your way out or climb out one of the ends. Blizzards. When a blizzard activates during a Haz 4 or 5 mission, it's kind of like the equivalent of turning on a legendary skull in the original Halo games. As a scout, you'll need to use your vision and maneuverability class traits as much as possible to avoid succumbing to death at the hands of the surrounding enemies. Make sure that you familiarize yourself with the area as much as possible so that you have a general idea on where you can go that you'll be able to traverse with little vision in relative safety. Most often the best spot will be your mining platform or an area around it. Thankfully, because you did pick the scout, you are going to have some benefits that some of other character classes do not have. Deep snow. And finally, we have deep snow. As much as possible, try to avoid these thick white bits of terrain, especially in situations where you find yourself being shot at by ranged enemies or tailed by large hordes of enemies. Deep snow can spell doom if you're not careful. The best way to train around areas that have lots of deep snow is to watch your grappling hook cooldown very closely to make sure that you don't get caught in a large patch of it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and if you're interested in seeing more tutorials, gameplay, development updates for Deep Rock Galactic, the best way to be informed when I put out videos is to subscribe. I am going to be continuing this series on ideally all of the different maps that are available on Deep Rock, and I'm also going to be continuing that series on covering the different mob types. So if you guys are interested in checking those out, I will leave some links in the description below on those also. Thank you so much, and I will catch you guys later.